starting from that point, that there must be an eternal. Can you come up with new attributes? Can you come up with new characters? Can you derive from this eternal that you just right now arrived to more characters? Can anybody come up with something new from this fact that we arrived to? He had no beginning. That means he has nobody before him. That means he is al-awwal, he is the first, as he said in the Quran. That means he did not need anybody to help him be. That means he is independent. He's self-sufficient. When you are independent and you are self-sufficient, what does that mean? You're everlasting. Means you have no end. As Allah says I wish you know, see in the Quran, the Arabic words, when you heard the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By the way, for those who don't know, there are 99 names for Allah, and in each attribute right now that we gave him, Allah named himself with these attributes in the Quran. He said, هو الأول, I am the first, والآخر, and I am the last. No one after me, no one gonna be after me. I am self-sufficient. I have what it takes to continue and keep on going. And no one else has that. So that means there is no one will be after me. I am the first and I am the last. هو الأول والآخر. What else can you come up with? Any other attributes? He named himself a da'im as well. A da'im, that means the continuous, the one who continues to exist. الحي الذي لا يموت, the one who is alive, that never dies. All these his attributes, names in the Quran. All that we get just from the word eternal, just from that word. What else could you come up with? We said the eternal must exist, that means he has no beginning. And he has no beginning, that means nobody before him, that means he's the first. He's the first, that means he does not rely on anybody, meaning he's independent. مستغني, as Allah says in the Quran. هو الأول, and he is مستغني, independent. He's self-sufficient. What does that mean, he's self-sufficient? He's in no need. He's not needy. Independent, he's not needy. He doesn't need anybody. He could exist on his own and he doesn't need anybody. Not needy. That's another attribute we add to this being. He's not needy. And he's self-sufficient. That means he has all what it takes to continue on being. الدائم, the everlasting. And since he's everlasting and continues, that means no one will outlast him. So therefore he is الآخر, the last. The last. Is there anything else? Now, if you want to start search for this power, you say, well, then I have these 5-6 characters that I have in my hand, but I know for a fact that the eternal must be not needy, must be independent, must be the first, he must be self-sufficient, he must be able to last and continue to last forever. Now what does that mean? That means anything, when I look around me, to say, okay, well let me see, could Anwar be that? Well let me see, When I look around, I say, hold on a second, why he's out? Why? He's needy. Look, he needs the air. The air is not part of him. If he has no air, he'll die. 30 years ago, he wasn't around. He had the beginning. And the way I look at him, he looks like he's 140-year-old now. That means he's going to die soon. He's not everlasting. So now, having these characters in your hand, these attributes in your mind, you can right now, right away, start eliminating everything around you see. Everything you see is needy. When you say a human being is not eternal, that means at one time a human being did not exist whatsoever. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, هل أتى على الإنسان حين من الدهر لم يكن شيئا مذكورا. That's why Allah is mentioning that. And He's raising the question, was there a time where you did not exist? Was there a time when you were nothing to be mentioned whatsoever? You were nothing. You were nothing to be mentioned? if a human being is not eternal, if life is not eternal, and that's what the whole world consists of. If they are not eternal, what does that mean they're not eternal? That means at one time they were not there. But the eternal exists. That means the eternal has to be different than them. We did say in the beginning that the eternal must exist. There has to be an eternal, right? But now we start looking for him. He's somebody else. The eternal must be someone else. Because these ones, they don't have any of these attributes. Well, if the eternal is someone else, and these three things at one time they were not present, that means only the eternal can bear the responsibility of their creation. Because he's the one who was there, no one else. That means he must be created. Otherwise, how did these come out? At one time they were not there. So everything that you see around you that does not bear any of these attributes, that it's not needy or it's independent, everything is dependent, everything is not self-sufficient, everything is needy. That means none of these at all could be eternal. Even if it had just one of them, one of those attributes is missing, that means it's not eternal. Because the eternal must be self-sufficient. The eternal must be the first. The eternal must be the last. The eternal must be independent. The eternal must not be needy. So any of these, if it's missing, then it's it. Now you look at the universe which consists of all these things that you see around you, you could see it very clearly right away that they're all needy, they're all independent, none of them self-sufficient, and right away you could conclude that this universe that I deal with, whatever it consists of, it could not be the eternal because it does not have any of these attributes. When you right now concluded that there has to be a designer for that beautiful fish, there has to be a designer for that beautiful man, the beautiful woman, the beautiful son, the beautiful whatever it is. All this design and all this beautiful system and complicated system, what does that tell you about that creator? Besides he is a creator. Besides that he is strong. What else? Ultimate designer. And not only that, ultimate wisdom. And that's what he says, Hakim, Halim, Khabir. When he knows the things that he created that they don't even know what the process of thinking is. They don't even have the brains. And they are born today, and after a few months they're traveling thousands of miles to go where the worm is. Where did they know that from? They don't even have the brains to know that. Who gave them that? We concluded that somebody definitely did that. Somebody, which is that entity. That means the entity is not only a creator and self-sufficient and all of that, he's a designer as well. And he is a teacher as well. He taught what could not be taught. He's Hakim. He knows how to put things together. You put a person right now on the computer, you say, my God, the man who designed that computer is a genius. Well, what about the one who made that designer? What a genius that is. So look and search for every genius, and you're going to say ultimately, this creator, ليس كمثله شيء. There's nothing like him. That's it. That's a beautiful area in the Quran. ليس كمثله شيء. There's nothing whatsoever like him. Because if there's something like him, that means everything will apply to him as well. So therefore, yes, he's an ultimate designer, he's an ultimate wisdom, and all of that. When you say there is someone who is an ultimate wisdom, would you go somewhere else for wisdom? Would you go somewhere else for advice? That would be stupid to do. You wouldn't do that. So see, just by the process of thinking, I should seek no answer, nowhere but from him. I should seek no help, nowhere but from him. He is the designer, he's the in control, he's the manager, he's everything.